Hey y'all, you're watching Best Life Now with Unique. And in today's video, we are discussing your numerology chart. What even is it? What does it all mean? And how do I calculate this? Well, let's get right to it. So a numerology chart is a blueprint to your life. It's not a fortune teller. It's not going to tell you ironclad, verbatim, what's going to happen in your future. However, it will give you a nice general outline. And it's also going to unveil to you your natural God-given abilities, your persona, your characteristics, talents, and gifts. Basically, the stuff you were born with. So in nature versus nurture, it's definitely going to give you a better insight to nature. So setting aside everything that your parents taught you and how they raised you to be, what your teachers taught you and how they molded you, and also taking aside society and the impact it's had on you and your life and kind of molded you into who you are today. So taking all of the nurture out of the equation, your numerology chart will unveil the purest form, the natural state of you. So in a numerology chart, there are many different numbers, many different calculations you can do, but today we are going to discuss the 5 core numbers. And the 5 core numbers are the life path number, the expression or destiny number, the soul urge or heart's desire number, the personality number, and the birthday number. And to calculate these, you'll need to know your or whoever else's chart you're trying to calculate. You'll need to know the full birthday and your full name that you see on your birth certificate. This is really important to note, so I'm going to say it again. Your full name as it appears on your birth certificate. Okay? Now that that's out of the way, the life path number, the first of the 5, what's the significance of that? What does that even mean? Well, the life path number is basically the whole reason for your existence. It's why your spirit decided to be born into this body that is you. What is your purpose for being here? What is your purpose in this lifetime to achieve, to be? So every day, your spirit is working bit by bit to fully encompass and become like this butterfly, or to fully encompass everything that is that number and all the energy that that number carries. The second of these 5 core numbers is your expression or destiny number. It goes by either name. Some people call it expression, some people call it destiny. So I just give you both names so that if you hear them used, you don't get confused. So the expression or destiny number is going to unveil your talents, your gifts, what motivates you, your goals, and how you'll achieve them. Basically, it's like the name says, expression. It's how do you go about utilizing and expressing the natural gifts that you were born with. The third of these 5 core numbers is your soul urge or your heart's desire. Again, goes by either one of those names. I like heart's desire because that name pretty much sums it up. It is what at your innermost, your heart, your deep down inside, what you desire. It's basically the fuel to your fire. What fuels your fire? What makes you tick? Deep down on the inside. That's your soul urge or your heart's desire number. The fourth of these 5 core numbers is your personality number. Now, this number is going to unveil kind of how you portray yourself to the world or how the world perceives you. So this number is really you, surface level. It's the surface level of who you are. And the 5th of these 5 numbers is your birthday number. And this is going to unveil your hidden talents and your gifts. So not to be confused with the expression or destiny number, the birthday number shows you your gifts and your talents. And your expression or destiny number is going to be how you bring those to light, how you bring those to fruition, how do you express those talents and gifts best. And now we're moving on to the calculations and formulas. Yay! Who doesn't love math? If you're not good at math, don't worry. These are simple arithmetic kind of problems, and I'm going to give you all the formulas. I'll include them in a PDF document, and I'll have that down below, so be sure to click on that. That'll be your cheat sheet, so you never have to worry about it. And today I'm going to have 2 examples for you, and who should we use as an example? Well, I'm going to pick somebody that you all know. Well, if you don't know who this is, don't leave a comment down below because the beehive will come after you. But we're going to be using Miss Beyonce Knowles and, of course, her husband. Why not? Jay-Z. Again, 2 people that most people already know and have heard of. So why not do their numerology chart and figure out the essence of who they are? The life path number is calculated using your birthday. So in this example, we'll take Beyonce's birthday, which is September 4th, 1981. And I'm gonna go ahead and write this all out on the screen for you so you can get a better visual and you can do the math alongside with me. So we'll go ahead and write out 09-04-1981, and I'm just using the zeros as placeholders. And now what we're going to do is add the 0 and the 9, which gives us 9, which is a single digit number or a root number, and that's perfect. What we want to do in our numerology calculations is always reduce everything to a single digit number. However, if you come across an 11, a 22, or a 33, those are considered master numbers and they hold a special kind of energy, and I'll be explaining more about the master numbers in a later video, so be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on that video. But back to Beyonce's birthday. We'll add the 0 plus the 4 and get 4, which is a single digit, so we're perfect there. And then we're going to add the 1, the 9, the 8, and the 1 equals 19, and reduced, that equals 10. So to break it down even further, we're going to add the 1 plus the 0, and we get 1. So now we add up the single digit numbers that we have together. So we add the 9 plus the 4 plus the 1, and we get 14. And we have to reduce that even further. So we add 1 plus 4, and we get 5. So her life path number is 5. And so you get to know the 5 and all that it encompasses better. Check out my video. I'll have it linked down below. I actually have a playlist that is numerology numbers 1 through 9, where I go in depth explaining each number and what it represents. So you might want to check that out first so that you get a better understanding of all these numbers and what they mean. But in a nutshell, a 5 means that Miss Beyonce, her life purpose, like what she came here to fulfill, is a whimsical kind of being, a person who is a very free spirit, a person that goes with the flow, a person that releases all inhibition and loves all people around her, and it's just a very fun and affluent person to be around, a person who has a sort of carefree personality, and a person who truly, truly lives in the moment and is able to soak in every second of every moment and truly appreciate, show gratitude for everything that they have. And it's felt by all of the people around her. That's who she came on this planet to be in this lifetime. And now, just as a second example, we'll go ahead and do Jay-Z's. So Jay-Z's birthday is December 4th, 1969. So we've got the 1 and the 2 that we add together to get 3. The 4 is already a single digit, so we'll just bring that one down. And then we have the 1 plus the 9 plus the 6 plus the 9, which gives us 25. We have to reduce that even further, so we add the 2 plus the 5 and we get 7. So we're left with the single digits 3 plus 4 plus 7, which gives us 14. Add the 1 and the 4, and lo and behold, he has a 5 too. What? Match made in heaven. And now let's move on to how to calculate the expression or destiny number. So to calculate the expression or destiny number, you will be using your full name as it appears on your birth certificate. I know you might be thinking, what does my name have anything to do with numbers? Okay, letters, numbers, I don't get it. So in numerology, everything is made up of numbers. The whole universe is made up of numbers, including every letter in the alphabet. And not only the English alphabet, but every alphabet. And so in our alphabet, every letter has a corresponding number. And I'll put a chart up here for you to see. But I will also have it in that PDF I mentioned earlier. That'll be linked down below. It's your cheat sheet with all of your formulas and the alphabet and the corresponding numbers. So A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, and so on. And once you get to 9, you start the numbers over and you keep going until every letter has its corresponding number. And that letter will carry the energy of that number. And so to calculate the expression number, you write out your full name, and on the screen, I'll go ahead and put up Miss Beyonce's full name. And this is what I found just by researching online. I am not sure if this is exactly verbatim what's on her birth certificate, but we're just gonna go with it for the sake of this example. So we have Beyonce Giselle Knowles. And then I'm gonna write the corresponding numbers down below each letter. So B is 2, E is 5, Y is 7, 0 is 6, N is 5, C is 3, E is 5, G is 7, I is 9, S is 1, E is 5, L is 3, L is 3, E is 5, K is 2, N is 5, O is 6, W is 5, L is 3, E is 5, and S is 1. And so when we add up the numbers of her first name, 2 plus 5 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 3 plus 5, we get 33. Whoa, master number, watch out. And then when we add up the numbers in her second name, we get 7 plus 9 plus 1 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 5, and we get 33 again. Whoa, Miss Beyonce, no wonder she's Queen Bee. And then when we add up the numbers in her last name, we have 2 plus 5 plus 6 plus 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 1, and we get 27. So we have to break that down even further, and we get 2 plus 7 equals 9. So now remember, we don't break down the master numbers. So we're going to add 33 plus 33 plus 9, and we get 75. So now we want to reduce the 75 further. So we add the 7 plus the 5 and get 12, which we need to reduce again. So we take the 1 and add the 2, and we get 3. So her expression number or destiny number is a 3. And this number is just so perfect for her. It encompasses all that she is. Again, go watch the videos I made in that playlist, Numerology, numbers 1 through 9, so you can get a better, more profound understanding of each number. But just in a nutshell, this number is so perfect for Queen Bee because the number 3 is all about creativity. The number 3 is just, when I think of any kind of artist, whether it's culinary, visual, dancing, singing, whatever it is, any kind of artist, they have a dominant 3 somewhere in their chart. And for the number 3 to be in Beyonce's expression number is just so perfect because that's how she expresses her talent, is through her music. And all of her creativity, because really everything she does is so creative. And it's not just from creating music, but also singing, but also dancing, and also video production and clothing lines, and just everything and every facet of who she is, she expresses through that creative outlet. And now we'll move on to our second example. We're going to move on to her hubby, Jay-Z. So his real name, as far as I could find online, again, I haven't seen his birth certificate. I don't know for sure. But just for this example's sake, we'll go with what we found online, which is Sean Corey Carter. And we have the numbers 18155, 36957, 319259. And when you add up Sean, it equals 20. When you reduce that, it's 2. When you add up Corey, it equals 30. Reduced, it's 3. And Carter, you get 29. Reduced, it's 11. Whoa, master number in his name too. And then when you add up the 2 plus the 3 plus the 11, we get 16. And we reduce that, it's 1 plus 6, so 7 is his destiny or expression number. And 7, the 7, 8, and the 9 are very holy, very spiritual numbers, and 7 indicates completion. And 7 is also a very creative number. 7 is a very intuitive number. 7 is a very profound thinker. 7 is the kind of person who questions everything in life. I mean, like a child would, though, just like, what is this and why? And why does this work that way? And why? And just always seeking the truth is the number 7. And a person who's very intellectual might be a little bit more reserved, might be a little bit more to themselves, but because they're always in this world of fascination and trying to explore and seek out the truth in everything that they do and everything around them. And now we'll move right along to the soul urge, or the heart's desire number. And to calculate this one, you'll be using your full name again, but this time we're only going to be looking at the vowels in your name. So let's move on to our examples. In Beyonce's name, we have the E, the O, and the E. In her middle name, we have I, E, and E. And her last name, we have the O and the E. And the corresponding numbers are 5 plus 6 plus 5. In her middle name, 9 plus 5 plus 5. And her last name, 6 plus 5. And so Beyonce equals 16. Reduced, that equals 7. Giselle equals 19. Reduced, 1 plus 9 equals 10. And then 1 plus 0 equals 1. And Knowles equals 11. Whoa, another master number. And so when we add up the 7 plus the 1 plus the 11, we get 19. Reduced, we add the 1 plus the 9 and we get 10. Reduce that again by adding the 1 plus the 0 and we get 1. So her soul urge or heart's desire number is a 1. Again, go watch the playlist on all of the numbers so you can get this better understanding and you can translate it in your own terms, in your own words. But in a nutshell, what I can tell you about the number 1 is it's leadership, it's courage, it's groundbreaking, it's strategic, it is a spearhead. It is the kind of person that is born to be a natural leader, which Miss Beyonce clearly is. And now we'll move on to hubby, Jay-Z's. So in his name, in Sean, we have the A. In Corey, we have the O and the E. In Carter, we have the A and the E. And that equates to a 1, and then a 6 plus a 5, and then a 1 plus a 5. So that means we have 1 plus 11 plus 6. And there goes another master number in his name. So we add the 1 plus the 11 plus the 6 and we get 18. And we add the 1 plus the 8 and we get 9. So his soul urge or heart's desire number is a 9. In a nutshell, the number 9 is a very spiritual, holy number. The 9 also signifies something coming to an end or completion, kind of like pregnancy and the 9 months of pregnancy, and then you give birth to something new. So it also signifies just the end of a cycle and giving birth to something grand, something spectacular. It is the kind of person who has a lot of insight and is very spiritually enlightened, and a person who's a huge humanitarian who really thinks about how they're going to make an impact on the world, which I would say Mr. Jay-Z has done successfully. Oh, and in regards to the vowels in a person's name, I know some of you may be asking about the Y, especially the Y in Jay-Z's name, his middle name, Corey. So the Y, in some calculations, some people say it's okay to include the Y, and it would be if the Y is used as a vowel in the person's name. So in Corey, or Jay-Z's middle name, Corey, it's spelled Corey, and we are not including it as a vowel. In this case, Y would be a consonant. In this case, the E and the Y together, the E is the cause for the Corey sound at the end of his name. Like if his name was Cory, pronounced Corey, then clearly the Y alone carries the weight or the responsibility of the reason for the pronunciation of the E at the end of the name Corey. But in this case, it's spelled Corey, E carrying the weight of the reason for the pronunciation of the E at the end of his name, Corey. Does that make sense? So when calculating your numerology chart, keep that in mind. Is the Y considered a consonant or a vowel in your name? Does it carry the weight or responsibility of creating the E or I sound in your name? And now moving on to the personality number. And the personality number, again, we'll be using your full name as it appears on your birth certificate to calculate this. But in contrast to what we just did with the soul urge or heart's desire number, we used all the vowels in that formula. But in this formula, we're going to focus on the consonants in your name. So let's go ahead and take a look at our example, Miss Beyonce. So we have the B, Y, N, and C. And in Giselle, we have the G, the S, the L, and the L. And in Knowles, we have the K, the N, the W, the L, and the S. And that equates to 2 plus 7 plus 5 plus 3, 7 plus 1 plus 3 plus 3, 2 plus 5 plus 5 plus 3 plus 1. And when you add those together, Beyonce equals 17. When you reduce that, it equals 8. Giselle equals 14. When you reduce that, it equals 5. And Knowles equals 16. When you reduce that, it equals 7. And then you add the 8 plus the 5 plus the 7 together, and you get 20. And when you reduce that, you get 2. So Beyonce's personality number is a 2. And just to skim the surface, just like Miss Beyonce, the number 2 is divine. It's pure femininity. The number 2 is like a swan. It's graceful, it's poised, and it's diplomatic. It knows how to handle any situation and bring a harmonious result to any conflict that's around it, just like the queen bee that she is. And in our second example, we have Sean Corey Carter. So we have SHWN, and in this case Y, CRTR. And that equates to 1 plus 8 plus 5 plus 5, 3 plus 9 plus 7, 3 plus 9 plus 2 plus 9, and that equals 19, 19, and 23. And reduced, that equals 1 plus 1 plus 5, which gives us 7. So his personality number is a 7. And be sure to go back in this video and reference his expression or destiny number, because he also got a 7 in that one as well. So that'll give you a better idea of what the 7 represents. And lastly, we have the birthday number, and this one's the easiest one to calculate because it's just the day of your birth, so 1 through 31. And then if it needs to be reduced, just reduce it on down. But in Beyonce's example, it's already reduced for us. She was born on the 4th of September, so her birthday number is a number 4. And this reveals her inner talents and her inner strengths. And number 4 is somebody who is very structured, very organized, runs a tight ship, and she surely does. It's no messing around with Miss Beyonce. She knows how to run a business from beginning to end. And that's where her organization skills come into play. And then for Mr. Carter, he's also a 4. Clearly a match made in heaven. So there you have it, guys. There you have the formulas on how to calculate your 5 core numbers in your numerology chart. Again, the life path, the expression or destiny number, the soul urge or the heart's desire number, the personality number, and the birthday number. And there you have our 2 examples that we used today. Thank you to Miss Beyonce and hubby Jay-Z. And I hope this gives you a better understanding on how to calculate your numerology chart and read your numerology. But if you want to get better at reading your core numbers in your numerology chart, then watch the playlist Numerology numbers 1 through 9, because once you have this knowledge and this understanding of each of the numbers, then it'll be easier for you to put them all together and actually read your numerology chart. Otherwise, you're just sitting there looking at a bunch of numbers, wondering what the heck they all mean and how do they even go together. So learn about the numbers first. That way, when you do your chart, you can put the pieces together. Yeah? Okay. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there are more than just these 5 core numbers. So in the next video, we'll dive a little bit deeper and we'll learn about some more numbers that you can calculate, like the 4 pinnacles of your life, which are kind of like the 4 seasons. And you'll have a number for each season in your life. Maybe you already have a feeling of what kind of season or pinnacle you're in right now. Find out with me on the next video, so be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on that video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!